Hello, so this was the March Against Antisemitism on Sunday, the 7th of September, and I attended there. I spent about 4 hours. I'm afraid that my phone camera gave out towards the end, so you'll hear somebody talking and then the word is cut off right at the end, but you'll get an idea of what it was like. And what I have to say is that it was much bigger than I expected. At the end of the demonstration, the organizer said there was probably 70,000 people there. Since there are only about 250,000 Jews in the whole country, and that would include the very old and the sick and the very young as well. 70,000 people turning up to that march would mean that, well, at least half of them, and possibly more, are not Jewish, but they see that anti-Semitism is a problem for a country far beyond the discomfort it gives to Jews. It's a symptom of something else, and usually goes on to worse things. I recorded 4 hours, and it's down to, well, about 15 minutes, I suppose. But it'll give you a very good idea, I hope, of what it was like. Another thing that is probably important to remember is that none of it has turned up in the mainstream media. I saw no TV cameras, no official camera work at all going on there. It fell into a media black hole, and I don't want that to happen, which is another reason why I'm doing this. My facilities here in my son's spare bedroom are quite limited, and I'm going to fix up some more. I might get a better microphone fitted up, but at the moment I hope you'll bear with me on this. Not much of my talking anyway, so let's get on with the video here. I'm Granniopteryx. Please like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. If you want to help me financially, that's very nice. And if you do want to, all the links for contributing are in the description. I think I've covered just about everything. Okay, let's play the video. Let's try again.
Do you have cash?
I do want to make some points here. They gave out these leaflets. This one, stand up for your values, and the other one is here, what's next, who's next? Extremists won't stop at Jews. And I think that's probably the most important takeaway of this video, because it's true. It seems always to start with Jews, but then it goes on to other things. I don't know how that happens, but it does. And you can watch out for the flags. There's the flag of Israel there, and of course the Union flag. There's a large contingent of Iranians there. Nihat Khorbani was there, and I had the privilege of meeting him. It was a great honour just to shake hands with him. There were other people there as well, but yeah, let's get on with this now.
I had absolutely no
We're going past the BBC building here, and you'll notice a policeman there. I don't know if I'll catch it, but I did notice there's a big main entrance to the BBC building, and then there's a side entrance where you go in when you're watching BBC shows that are being recorded with guests, with an audience there. And there were police all the way along that door, about 5 of them, I think, just completely blocking the door. They just wanted to make sure that this crowd of people weren't going to storm into the BBC building. I don't know why they would have thought that. I mean, you can see the sort of crowd it is. They're very unlikely to be the storming sort somehow. Okay, let's carry on. That's the flag of India there.
It's open before.
Well, that could also be to protect it from the elements.
Yeah, right.
I haven't seen that. It looks like they've just cleaned it.
Yeah, it's because that guy got up there with a hammer.
Oh, really?
You see that statue up there, which was done by Eric Gill. Good metaphor for the BBC. It used to be open. Now they've got glass around it to protect it.
Did you notice that? Well, I don't know whether I can mess it up by going back. No. What I saw was a group of... Oh, here they are. If you see these people here, they're not taking part in the parade. They are just crossing through. And all the people here having this demonstration, none of these ordinary tourists or visitors felt any sense of fear and just walked through the crowd to the other side of the road. And that was the atmosphere there. There was no tension. The people there were all good, law-abiding people. And that's the difference between the pro-Palestine march, which had been the previous day, and I believe they said something like 847, something like that, arrests for misbehaviour. And so you can see the difference between people who are interested in the stability and the progress of this country and the other guys who for all they're talking about Gaza and Palestine, what they're really interested in is mayhem. They're interested in tearing down this society, and so nobody would dream of crossing through a group of that sort. Okay, let's carry on. That's Wales, of course. And there ahead are the Iranians, and they were good chanters. The rest of the people, hardly anybody did any chanting, but the Iranians were quite enthusiastic about chanting, and they had good loud voices as well. Again, you notice no drums, no insults, well, except for Hezbollah terrorist, which obviously is no more or no less than the truth. And they didn't need drums to keep themselves together, these people. This was outside the Houses of Parliament, across the road from them. That's where the march ended, and there was some singing. This is just one of the songs, and there were several speakers.
והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו, מצילנו מידם. והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו, מצילנו מידם. Lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai, la la lai lai la 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 lai la lai, la lai 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 la lai 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 lai, la lai 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 lai, la lai lai la 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 lai, lai la lai la, Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
Stephen Lees and Yossi Binstock, thank you. And on the keyboard, Franklin Gelnick, thank you too. Friends, a very warm welcome to Britain's march against anti-Semitism. From every place. I see friends here. I see friends who have come, friends of all faiths and none, of all backgrounds from all over the United Kingdom who stand here today, united against anti-Semitism. You've braved a tube strike, you've braved a government emergency alert, there's even a lunar eclipse. But at least the sun shines on the righteous. Before we get started, I want to say some thanks. Thank you to all of the frontline police officers who are here protecting us today. Thank you to Sergeant Simon who sorted us out. Thank you to everyone from CST. You can see them all around you. Thank you, CST. And thank you to the 200 CAA volunteer stewards who are all around you as well. Give them a round of applause. Thank you. And to everyone who's come here, it's not just the London crowd. We're from all over this United Kingdom. And to our activist groups who are amongst us, thank you to Our Fight and Stop the Hate. Let's say thanks to them.
Our Fight and Stop the Hate. I know a bit more about Our Fight, I suppose. It started by a group of people who get it that anti-Semitism is a symptom of something worse going on in a society, and that it needs to be regarded as a symptom and fought against. I'm impressed by Stop the Hate and Our Fight, I suppose more so by Our Fight. And I should think at least half the people in this demonstration were from those organisations. Okay.
Friends, we have just passed 700 days since the horrific events of October 7th. I want us to take a moment to pause and remember those who were murdered, brutalized, tortured, those who still languish in the dungeons of Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad. We take a moment to think of them.
I'm just going to take this opportunity to tell you, because my phone died before I got to them. There were speeches from the Chief Rabbi, of course, and the Conservative Shadow Home Secretary, Chris Phillip, and Richard Tice came from Reform and gave a speech. But nobody from the Labour Party turned up.
Once again, it's always difficult to figure out how many people attend something, And there's an interesting online tool where you can draw a map of where people are standing and estimate the crowd density, and it gives you a number. Friends, I can tell you now, we are 70,000 people strong! 70,000 people! So to everyone in the Jewish community asking, are we alone? The answer is, our friends are here, our friends are out there, the silent majority exists and it is finding its voice! We're joined today by Mark Burbeck and Nia Korbani. Mark was standing here in Parliament Square just yesterday when he was accosted by a masked man who started shouting Zionists off our streets. And then there was a crowd of them, and then he was arrested by police. Mark was arrested.
Just as a matter of interest, Mark Burbeck is the founder or starter or whatever of Our Fight. Okay.
By police, and led off in handcuffs for his own safety. And Niak is a proud Iranian dissident who stands to his people in Iran. And because he knows the depths of the depravity of that tyranny, Niak stands with a sign that you've probably seen that says Hamas are terrorists. He has been to court 15 times. 15 times he has been arrested for saying that Hamas are terrorists, which is literally the law of the land. And I'm proud that in this country we have heroes like that who are willing to stand up for the Jewish people, and I am dead proud that whenever they need us to stand up for them, it is Campaign Against Antisemitism which provides their legal defense, and we will do it again and again and again until the message gets home. I was at synagogue yesterday where, as we do every week, the service stopped. We all stood so that we could say our weekly prayer for the royal family and the welfare of this nation. But then, in a reminder of the times we live in, the very next moment, the service stopped again for a simulation of a lockdown in which we had to shelter during an attack on the synagogue. That's life as a British Jew in 2025. The Union flag stands for this country that has given us refuge, that has given us our homes, our lives. This is a place where British Jews have thrived, but once again we ask, will we thrive here in the future? And many people here in this country have started to realize that something is awry. Our leaders, we say to you now, focus on the problems at home, not grandstanding about foreign conflicts in which Britain has no control and no say. We say to our leaders, stop turning a blind eye to extremism and anti-Semitism at home, or even worse, pouring fuel on the fire. And that fire is spreading. The polling released by Campaign Against Antisemitism today, the YouGov polling shows that 1 in 5 people in this country holds 4 or more anti-Semitic views. That is our measure of entrenched anti-Semitism. 1 in 5 people holds entrenched anti-Semitic view, and amongst our 18 to 24-year-olds, that number rises to 40%. And that means that amongst our 18 to 24-year-olds, 10% now have a, quote, favourable view of Hamas. And 19% of one of the most educated generations yet says that they feel that the medieval rape, torture and murder and kidnapping of October 7th was, quote, justified.
And of course, I blame the teachers for this. It's the teachers who are giving the kids these ideas, and well, not all of them, obviously, but they're heavily influenced by left philosophies. And well, you saw a video. Yeah, if I had the means to do this, I'd be showing it to you. A video of well, it's an audio really, of a teacher getting really angry with some, I don't know how old they were, 12, 13-year-old pupils who were insisting that there's only two sexes, and the teacher was saying there are dozens of them, and ended up completely unable to justify her position on this subject, then telling the girls that they were going to be reported to the, I don't know, the section manager or the head or the principal or whatever, because I think that's called an appeal to authority, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, she couldn't argue, so she decided to shove it over to an authority figure higher up the scale than her. But you've got people like that teaching our kids. Obviously, they're going to come up with pro-Hamas ideas as well. And I'm not sure how you would sort that out, because it's all the teachers. We know the teachers' unions are riddled with fashionable ideas. Okay, nearly finished with this video now, by the way.
This is our country's future, unless something changes, and the fire is spreading. And when we came to organise today's protest, again, I thank the frontline police officers who are protecting us today. But there are people at the top of our police forces who don't share the same priorities. They made it incredibly difficult. We were late setting out and getting here. We had all sorts of issues. They told us initially that we could not demonstrate at the BBC. The Met's commander for diversity and inclusivity told us that the Jewish community can march wherever we want in London, but nowhere near the BBC. So we say use the existing laws that they tried using on us, and in fact did use on us today. And if needed, strengthen the law, put the Met into special measures, replace the commissioner, whatever it's
And that's it. That's the end here. I'll leave it here and leave it. So yeah, that was it. Whatever it takes. And he's right. It's the head of the police in almost every district that is responsible for the problems of policing. The Graham Linehan, I've discovered his name is Linehan, not Linehan. Okay, the arrest with 5 armed police of Graham Linehan when he got off a plane from America for 3 tweets he made. It's that sort of thing, and that obviously comes from the top. And they're complaining about the police saying, well, you can have your rally, but you can't go past the BBC. I suppose there are 1 or 2 lawyers in that group, and they will have been able to use the law to protect themselves. They also said they are helping to they are fighting for various people like Niak Urbani and Mark Burbeck about when they're taken to court as well, and other people, not necessarily part of this group, but generally, I suppose, for free speech. And yeah, I think that's nice too. All right, well, I reckon I've shown you enough of this. It was an exhausting day, and I still haven't got the more sophisticated equipment set up. I had to go out today to buy myself some electrical extensions to even get this lot started. Okay, well, till next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.